Hi everyone, it's Trisha the Lumber Lady. I just finished picking up all my Valentine's decorations and decided that I wanted to make something for St. Patrick's Day that's coming up. And not a very cutesy holiday, but I thought I'd make something cute and fun. So I decided I wanted to do a clover. Typically you have a 4-leaf clover for St. Patrick's Day, but I started drawing out 4-leaf clovers and it kind of made it look like a fan. So I chose a 3-leaf clover, and what I did was I got 1/2-inch sanded plywood and I drew out my clover, and then I cut it out with my bandsaw. Now you can cut it out with, if you have a bandsaw, scroll saw, even your jigsaw would probably work because there's not too many intricate details. And I have my clover. Now we're gonna do some fun texture stuff with it, but I got thinking not everyone has all those specialty saws. So I thought of an alternative for you guys. And what it is I had some 1x3s laying around. And so I decided that we can do the shamrock on the board of 1x3s. So I put 6 1x3s together and glued them together. I Craig jigged them. If you wondering what a Craig jig is, it's a pocket hole drill, so I could screw all mine together. If you don't have a Craig jig, you could clamp them and glue them together. So all I did was glue those together and painted it white with some spray paint and sanded it down. And then I will do my figure of my shamrock with some vinyl, and we'll put it on the board, and then we're gonna do the texture and stuff inside that figure. So what we're gonna use that is a fun new product that I have been using. This is called Texture Cream, and I found it off of Poppy Seed Projects, and I really like the different texture that it gives to a plain old board. They said that they started it out, they used it as photo texture cream and they put it over photos to make it kind of look like canvas, but then they discovered that they could put it under paint and get the same effect. So you can find that there, and I'll show you some examples of what I've used the texture cream on so you can understand it. So with the texture cream, it's a few different layers. You start out by putting your texture cream on. Now these both, I put the texture cream on differently. This one, I put texture cream this way and this way to give it kind of a canvas look. This one, I put the texture cream in circles just to give it a little different look. Then you layer it with paint. You paint right over the texture cream with a dark and then a light, so that when you put your dark back on, you have different textures and effects. So for example, I put a black coat of paint on here, and then I did a white coat, that's this, and then I did my design in black again. And then I sanded it down. When I sanded it down, the texture starts shining through. So as you can see, the black from the bottom shines through the white, and the white below this black shines through. Same effect with this. I put a black and then white and then the green, and so you get a whole bunch of different colors and textures. So that's what we're going to do with our clover here on both of these. So what you do is I just rip up an old rag and I just use a little piece of it. You could use like a foam paintbrush or something. I just like the texture of the rag best. And you just dip it in your texture cream and you just make little circles. Any of the white that you see as you're putting it on, that's gonna be your texture. So you don't want to rub it in all the way. You want to leave some different layers. So I'm doing the circle on this. That's the texture I want. And so I'm just going to get these circles all over and then I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to let it completely dry, and then I'm going to spray paint a dark color, probably black, on. And then I'm going to do another color. I think I'm going to do a light green, because then I'm going to do a dark green also. So I will get my texture cream on and get it drying, and then I will be back. Alright, so I have my examples here to show you kind of what I've done. So I took both of them and put my texture cream on it, and then I did 2 layers of paint. Now I'll tell you about this one first. I did a layer of white paint, and then I did a layer of light green and put my vinyl down, and then did a dark green. When I pulled my vinyl up, it actually took off almost all of my light green. And I was starting to worry because that was not my plan. But as I got all my vinyl up, I actually kind of liked the look. So I just left it. So on this one, I decided to do a layer of green and then a layer of white. And now, after I put my vinyl on, I'll go ahead and paint with my green. And so I just cover it like so, and then let it dry, and then lift up my vinyl. So this one is all dry. I'm going to show you, with the texture cream, you don't have to take a big sander to it, a power sander. In fact, they recommend you just use a little sandpaper. I have 150 grit, so it's pretty fine. And all you have to do is just start sanding it, and you will see my texture cream start to pop up as I sand it. So if you zoom in, you can see exactly how I applied my texture. Now on this one, remember, I did white and then I did a light green. So that's why some of the swirls are light green, because that's the coat right under the dark green. But then you see the white also. And so I'll go ahead and sand this down, and it'll just give it its own texture and its own personality. Okay, so I'm just finishing up the last of my clover. You can see, hopefully, you can see the texture come out. So even though I was sanding this way, you see the circles that come through from the texture cream. And it just kind of gives it some texture and a little different look. So, those are done. I actually started out with this idea and really liked it, but this one's looking pretty cute too. So I think that's it. I just got to decorate my house with my clovers. If you like what you see, be sure to check out more projects on my blog, thelumberlady.com. I also am on Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram, so check me out, and you can watch more videos on my YouTube channel. So we'll see you later.